Hello viewers and welcome to another episode for today. I'm Willing Abba and I'm here to give you detailed information about what is happening in the world at large. Heading to the news of today, which says, some northerners made it difficult for Jonathan to defeat Boko Haram, Babangida Aliyu. Now the news in details. Former governor of Niger State, Babangida Aliyu shares his thought with Aisha Wakaso on the zoning of the presidency, insecurity in the country and other issues. And Aisha said, as a former governor, what will you say were some of your legacies in Niger State? Babangida answered, I have set a standard for any governor to be judged in terms of what he has done or what he has not done. We mobilize the people to appreciate what governance is all about, particularly by creating the government, which is the world level, where we went to make them feel like there is also a government at the world level. When I see people tell me they will not have been in school if not for my coming as a governor, believe me, it's a relief from other noise that comes from people. I see a retired person telling me thank you very much. You have paid us everything that was due to us. When I became Niger State governor, I discovered that were some of them who after 12 years of retirement have not even collected a kobo, and many of them really died, but we paid their families or their next of kin. I am happy that after we left, people were able to judge. They have been judging in our favor. After you leave office, you hear a lot of things, but on the average, you find that people are even calling you to come back. I am happy that God has given me the opportunity to serve Niger State at that level. And Aisha said, you once described Vice President Yemi Osibanjo as the best candidate for the APC. Some think as a PDP chieftain, you were unduly meddling into the ruling party affairs. What will you say about this? And Babangida said, I am a Nigerian and every Nigerian should be interested in who leads Nigeria. We have seen where in the situation of coup d'etat, we have no much to say in such situations, but now that we are now in a democracy, every Nigerian should be able to know the kind of people that lead us. More so when it is said that people get the kind of government they deserve. Meaning if you are a bad people, there is no way you can produce good government or good leaders. Therefore, my interest is that whether it is PDP or APC, let good people be recognized and be the ones elected into offices. A situation where our system has made it almost impossible for good people to present themselves for election and only those who have declared for party are entitled is not good. There is no room for independent candidate because of the nature of the peoples in the party. We don't sit to say, look, what kind of quality do we need in governance? We need to appreciate. Why is it that today, over 50 years after the assassination of our leaders, we still remember them more? Why is that so? It is simply because they have shown some credible integrity. They have shown the qualities of good governance we require today. For me, it is not a question of you are in the party, you must not talk about the other party, and in a situation where everyone thinks he must be the president of this country, it is not right. There must be a yardstick where you will know that the office is not for you because of this and that. But when everybody wakes up and wants to be president, then you know that they want to be president for the wrong reasons. If you look at today, almost all those who have indicted interest, either publicly or privately, I will have Osibanjo because we have seen what he has done so far as the vice president and the few times he has acted, what has transpired. Then I have my friend in Ekiti, Kayode Fayemi, in the same APC. For me, I think there is a limit as to who and who should be where and at a given time. But the presidency of this country should not be seen as a position where people will say that they must be president. I don't think that is right. And I will advise Nigerians that whether they are in the party system or not, to be very much interested in who governs us. As far as I know, there was never a meeting to say this has been zoned to this particular place. If some people felt that by zoning the chairmanship to the north will automatically mean that the presidential candidate must automatically come from the south, this has now become blunted by saying anyone from any corner of the country can now contest. We can't have a situation where every little thing is looked at in the prism of we must break up, we must do this and we must do that. I know that some people don't know how to argue their own cases. They always go to the extreme, but we can't afford that at every moment. We agree that every person can contest. That may not stop the PDP later on. Maybe when we see that the whole purpose of a party is to win election, to articulate its position and sell it to the people and win election. You don't have a party simply for having a party. A party is supposed to articulate aggregate the interests of the people and really win elections. And if you can't win election after a given time, you better change your tactics. It is really unfortunate that we have allowed the situation of insecurity to reach this level. I don't want to be counted as being in that group. This is a cumulative issue. When Boko Haram started and Umaru Musa Yar'Adua and Goodluck Jonathan's government started doing something about it, it fell on former President Jonathan to carry on. They threw many arguments that made it possible for the proper articulation and proper implementation of policies that would have got rid of Boko Haram, and now we still have them till today. The banditry that many of us thought was impossible to happen, I am yet to hear from anybody about the statement credited our former PDP national chairman in Kwara State when he stated that they brought the bandits or Fulani from other places. I think based on the thinking that probably former President Jonathan would not have handed over power even if they had won, but he handed over. He congratulated them even before the conclusion, proper counting of votes. Then those who brought them in will compensate them to go back where they came from. I believe if the governors had really done a lot from 2015 to date, would have got rid of the banditry, but today it's so unfortunate that you probably have to be praying when you leave Abuja for Kaduna or Kaduna to Abuja, or indeed, particularly in the northern states. Any road that you follow, you probably need a lot of prayers, and this is contrary to the position. Before, where many of us we are driving from one place to the other, used to sleep in the daytime so we can drive at night when there will be less traffic, less noise. But now, even in the daytime, you can drive freely and comfortably. So I believe that the first port of call for fighting insecurity is the governors. Maybe you heard me in Kano when I was saying, could one be greater than 19? Because at one time, even though the circumstances were different, we had one man for 19 states, and now we have 19 governors, and still we have more problems than we did the last time. We need to look at how people are really enjoying their lives and unemployment. Before, we used to beg parents to allow them take their wards to school. Now they have allowed them to go to school. Many of them have been uprooted from their local culture. Many of them are farmers, and now they can't go back to their farms. They have had their degrees or whatever courses they have gone for, and now unemployment is facing them for 5 years, 6 years, and thereafter. We are not thinking of any innovation to engage them. It is very unfortunate when you hear today that many people are killed, 50 born, tomorrow 40 killed. Bandits are adopting to the extent that villagers and other towns are now leveled by the bandits. Yes, it is a sign of failure, but like I told you, don't look at only one administration and start talking about it because it is a cumulative stuff. We needed to have been building on what others have done. You can't just come and say nothing has been done. We inherited these problems from the military regimes. But here, you hear a policeman is killed, a soldier is killed, and nothing happens. Alright, my people, that is it for the news. Well, Boko Haram members are northerners. Their sponsors are northerners. Their spies and informants are northerners. Logistics suppliers are northerners. The beneficiaries of the huge fund allocated to fight the insurgency are northerners. Unfortunately, majority of the victims are also northerners. Well, this is how inhuman they have become. It is so sad. The whole country has turned upside down because of corruption, because of selfishness. Many innocent people have lost their lives because of selfishness in this country. This is pure wickedness, all in the name of politics and power. Judgment day awaits all these politicians one by one. Well, my people, that is that for today. We don't know your thoughts and opinion. We'd love you to share it with us at the comment section below. In case you haven't subscribed, we'd love you to do so. Please click on the subscribe button below and click on the bell by the side so that whenever we drop our content, you'll be the first person to get notified. Thanks for staying tuned to this very last moment, and God bless.